So I thought I'd do this specifically for not the comment itself. I know that maybe some people don't care about the astronomy behind all this stuff, but it's very left-heady. All right, so this one is specifically for reading for anyone, general public, because I'm going to be focusing on the nodes for this one. Let's see where humanity is in terms of like what's affecting the nodes on April 26th. The first, I just did a random flip through, I guess you can use random, flip through my list of asteroids. But the first thing I see was Clotho. That was a very interesting one. Because Clotho is tied to the Fates. He's the one, I believe, that cuts the scissors. Okay, so cuts with the scissors, sorry. So what the first thing I see here is Talia. Talia is conjunct to the north node on that, but there's also Bella. I believe that's also Bella. Let me double check here. Yeah, that's Bella. But Bella is more about just beauty. There's something about beauty related stuff. It could be beauty related industry, the beauty of things. But let me take a look at what I get from Talia here. Okay. So Talia is about joy and laughter. Okay, that totally makes sense. Yeah. So with joy and laughter tied to Pisces here, it's like we're being called, the collective node is showing us, the collective north node is showing us that we're being called to just find the joy in things, but it might be a little hard right now because of it's square Clotho on the 26th of April. Okay. But the key here is to laugh even when it doesn't feel like it's funny, right? There might be some sort of performance issues, like not performance in the sexual, but in the sexual way, but it could be. But it's more to do with like, how does your heart sing? What makes you sing for joy? What makes you jump up and laugh and go through humor? Because this could be, it can be troubling. There's could be sense of criticism, especially with the moon here, actually in the opposite node, in the south node, collective south node. There might be criticism implied here, like applied here, or rather done by specific, individuals in the world, especially with the public. The moon is going to be opposite of the north node, so that implies that it's the tendency to overanalyze your emotions rather than just let it out and having that sort of like, oh, I'm gonna just laugh at myself. When I used to fall, um, I would trip and stuff like that. I actually learned at a young age to laugh at myself. And the best, because that's the best way. It's when you're laughing at yourself, other people won't be laughing at you. It's almost like they're drawing your attention from you to you, if that makes sense, right? So this is tied to all that stuff. Also something to do with the throat. If you feel like you're not expressing yourself, find ways to do that and just laugh about it. Best way to really express yourself is usually through jokes and humor because I don't want to say that you need to be self-deprecating. That's not healthy. I don't believe in that. Okay, so just find a way to do that. But this is also something, the top placement of Talia here has to do with bugles and trumpets. So sometimes there might be a tendency to over-express yourself. But again, using humor and doing that kind of stuff and just laugh about it. Be kind of rustic, be raw. Talia rules rustic lifestyles, farming and farmers. So shepherds, all that stuff. Have fun with that as well. So go to the countryside if you need to. If you like going out in nature. That's another thing about this placement here. So Clotho here with the square to the north node here. Actually, its opposite sign is Sedna. Allow yourself to be in touch with your inner abilities, the natural abilities to regenerate your thoughts. To allow that it's like whatever your thoughts are, let them pass, let it happen. The fruits of its own labor will come about. Okay? Because of its opposition to Clotho's Sedna's opposition to Clotho, it's also being able to determine your own, in this case, choices, your destiny in the moment that it is, especially for that day. Because there will be, if you look at my previous post, I will be linking the post after this one to the actual post on my YouTube channel. If you want to take a look at that, go ahead. It's longer than 10 minutes. If you can hold out, um, powers be to you, right? But it's also about being able to control what is not necessarily controllable, but at the same time let it go of control, if that makes sense, right? So um, allow yourself to find ways to give yourself that life. And this is a time that the 26 will feel like a time of there's challenges in terms of how you are going to make big life decisions. Um, Specifically like how you just go about it. Like maybe you feel like some people might feel like it's the end of something, but it's also the beginning of something, right? So you get to cut the lines when you cut the lines. It's up to you. Bashar puts it this way, where he said the what is it? The body will know when it's the end. The soul will know when it's in the end. People might think it's like, oh, I'm going to die tomorrow. I'm going to be the end. We don't know that really, right? But you'll know when that happens. Let's not worry about that stuff. You have to learn how to let that go. You have to laugh about it. Laughter is a lubricant to joy. Because have you ever seen those commercials? There's that commercial where there was this guy looking at his phone. He was in the bus with his earphones on. He was just laughing and laughing and laughing and laughing and like kept laughing. And it was just contagious, right? Do that. Let it be contagious, right? Who gives a fuck about what you think about yourself? It's not really about what other people think of you. It's what you think about yourself, how others think about you. There's a line from one of my favorite shows, Buffy. There was a guy who's trying to shoot. Buffy thought he was shooting the guy, the people, the students, but actually, and then Buffy said, people are too busy worrying about themselves to be worrying about you, something like that. So allow yourself to do those things. Don't get into things that just make you escape the pain. Laugh about it. Laughter is a coping mechanism that is healthy because it helps you just laugh at things. It helps you loosen up, right? Bashar also said that if you want to be enlightened, lighten up. Okay. So watch out for these things that make you intoxicated, escape through all that pain and all that criticism and all this stuff. Let it go. Okay. When I say let it go, it's not as easy as you think. Yes, but it takes practice. Things take practice. That's the other side. The south node of Virgo is actually telling us it takes practice to do things that we need to get used to. Virgo rules habits. So it's all about that sort of, again, it's just practice. I don't see practice makes perfect. I see practice makes progress. Okay, so not to be Debbie Downer here. But okay, so watch out for those kind of drinks. If you're gonna drink anything at all, make it sort of less normal, like sorry, not normal, like more, balance. You want to make sure this square that I'm seeing here, this grand mutable square, means that there's a potential for awakening to your full potential of adaptation and actually flowing with life. Otherwise, it'll just end up being, I don't know, stuck. Okay, we don't want that. So, I'm not forcing anyone to do anything, but just watch out for those things as well. So parties, flames, ignitions might be part of this one as well. If you need help, ask for it as well. Any sort of trips that you're taking, watch out for this as well. Make sure that it's you do the work, you put in the work, you work through it. But at the same time you trust it. Trusting the process or trusting the moment has nothing to do with I'm just gonna let it go and not care. And the trusting is like I'm gonna do what I can. And then once I've done enough, and it's enough for me, it feels good, let it go. You, you probably heard of this as well. So use the abilities, the natural abilities you have to allow for this stuff. Trust your inner guidance. Trust your inner, you can say, I'm looking here, how may I say part of this one, your inner fertility, your ability to trust that it's like, oh yeah, 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 yeah. I can find the worth there because it's like you're just living as you are, just like a flower does. It doesn't do anything more, it doesn't do anything less. Okay? Trust that. Okay? So I think that's about it. We're almost out of time. Thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I think look at the comments below in this video, and I will attach the video about the comment that's passing through. See you guys later. Have a good day, and thank you very much. Bye bye.